Oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine.
Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. As we can see, it's been forever since I've dropped a video. This pandemic really did like shake up my life a little, which was weird. But I ended up, that happened and then I had to move. I'm in a whole new spot. As you see, I got a whole new background. As you see, I am making moves. We are trying to make things happen. Yes, absolutely. As we know, Black is King came out and it was what? Fantastic. And I just wanted to show you guys like something I created, just inspired from her. And this is what I came up with. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it step by step. So you know, next clip is going to be bare face, head wrap off, looking crazy. But you know, that's okay. That's okay, because we're gonna transform into this. So it's cool. So of course, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with pulling a line right down the middle so that when I do my brows, I can have them symmetrical. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the brows right now so that we can just move forward and start with the entire look. So. Okay, so now that my eyebrows look somewhat related, the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put on color correctant for underneath my eyes, and then I usually do it in red because it helps just even out my skin tone. The next thing I'm going to do after I add my color correctant is I'm going to go ahead and bring the color that's underneath my brow, and I'm going to just bring it all the way down to my lid because I do need a nice muted shade, and I need it to be as muted as possible so that when I add my color, it really pops and it's nice and vivid. So like I said, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the color from underneath my brows and I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom of my lid. So now that I have this done, I'm going to reach into my Juvia's palette, the Warrior, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a nice bright muted color right here, and I'm going to just pat down the color that I just put on top of my lid. That way I won't have any creasing when it's time for me to put the color on top. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and blend out the color corrector that's been sitting on my cheeks. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the foundation that I use for my forehead because it is a deeper shade than I use for my cheeks and whatnot. So I am going to go ahead and do that so I can get started on that. After that, I'm going to finish up any touch-ups that I need for my brows, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into my eye look. So. First thing we're gonna go in is we're gonna go in with this color called Nana. We're gonna go in with this one. It's a nice brown. We're gonna use this color and it's going to go on the outskirts of the lid right here so that we can pack it in right with the red on top. So, but we are gonna go in with Nana first and then we're gonna bump over to the red, but one color at a time. So. We're gonna go in with this and we're going to literally go right on top of the lid, but we're not gonna be afraid for it to go above the lid too, because that is what the base is there for, that last color. It's gonna be able to add a nice layered look. So we're gonna go in with the red right on top. We're gonna apply it right on top. It's gonna be a nice spread on both lids because we are gonna get rid of this white base that we have. I definitely did dip into another palette to add more pop for the red. I ended up dipping into my Makeup Shack palette, Rainforest. I would definitely leave that in the products below. I use the red from Makeup Shack because their red is cream based and it's popping more. The palette from Juvia's palettes definitely wasn't doing exactly what I needed it to do. So I just layered another red on top and it worked perfectly. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in again with the brown that we layered. I'm going to go back into the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to use that brown. I'm going to go right above the lid, right above the eyebrow, so that we can have just more than one color. So the foundation I use, which I've been using for forever, and it's like fits me so well, is L'Oreal True Match. I use it, of course, in a C8. It blends just really, really well. The only thing that blends that well for me is Black Radiance, but Black Radiance is more of like an everyday look, so I'm doing definitely a Glam, so I'm gonna go into my foundation. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just got this concealer not too long ago. I had been hearing about it for a really, really long time, and I was just like, you know what? Let's make this move. Let's go ahead and buy it. So I have it in Deep Honey 53H, which is like the perfect highlight tone for me. And when I tell you this thing goes on so smooth, what have I been doing? What have I been using? Because it doesn't compare to this, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my highlight spots, anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna also add it above my lip because I want my under eye and lip to have the same like color. Like, come on. Like, are you seeing this flawless blend? Like, it's not, I don't have to try hard. I don't have to do anything crazy. This color just blends so seamlessly. Shut up. Wow. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ahead with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm going to go in and just add a little itty bitty bit just underneath the eye. Nothing crazy. Just to set the concealer that we just put on and blend it out. I will put it here. I usually put a little like right in the middle. And then I usually don't let this sit too long because I'm not going anywhere. So there's no reason for me to bake as long as I need to. So I'm gonna let that sit for just a little bit. Once it's set, like long enough, I just take a basic puff brush and just kind of blend that out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Makeup Shack palette that I brought up earlier that I told you about, the one that had the bolder red. I'm going to go into this palette. I'm going to use the red, the furthest red, it's the deepest one. I'm going to go in, I'm going to go from the corner of my eye all the way to the middle of my eye. I'm going to leave some space right here for the gold that we're going to pull over, but I am going to pull this red all the way over. Don't be afraid to make that red line super thick because at the end of the day, like, it's your look. So like if you want the line to be thin, then you could do like a watercolor on the waterline. But if you want it to be thick like I do, then you could just go on ahead and just slide it all the way over. I'm gonna make my line nice and thick because I'm thick, so you know. Anyway, but yeah, so. Okay, so we have the red and it is all the way around. It's nice and it looks kind of sharp, but it's not as sharp as it looks. But I do like it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this palette and I'm going to use this bright, beautiful, black is king gold right here, boy. I'm going to go in with this and I'm going to add it just right in the corner, but I'm going to also bring it down to the middle. So it's going to go from the corner to the middle. So like, as we see, this is very good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are here. We are stunning, honey. So that, I really, really like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a very thin line of black liner on the top lid because I honestly don't need a liner, but I'm going to add liner just because liner makes me feel, it gives me peace of mind. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a thin line of liner on the top, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna jump right in with these lashes because let's finish up the eyes. So I will be using these lashes, these beautiful big old lashes. I got them from the Beauty Supply store. They were like $8, $9, like 10 bucks max. Honestly, amazing purchase. Usually I buy my lashes on like Amazon or whatnot, but these, voluminous, honey. Big, beautiful, voluptuous, okay? Like, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my blush trio palette. It is called Alamar, and I really, really love it. It was a gift from a friend, and I really, really love this palette. It is like the perfect blush trio for darker skin. So I'm going to use Candela right on the end. I'm going to add her right across the cheeks where blush goes, and I'm going to blend out the contour on my nose. We're gonna finish up with some highlight, and then we're gonna be practically done. So for the lips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my favorite color from Colored Rain. It is called Mocha. It is like the perfect nude for me for dark skins. It's wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna go ahead and just line my lips with it, and I'm going to fill in my lip with a little bit of red from ColourPop, but it's a very like burgundy-ish, and I'm just gonna top it all off with lip gloss. So the look is complete, so I'm going to go ahead, get dressed so you guys can see the final look all together, along with the head wrap and any other like jewelry, accessories I want to throw in there. So this is the finished look. It's very regal. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel very regal, and I love it. I feel like I should be sitting on a throne somewhere, and honestly, I should be. So so if you guys have anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you want me to film, if you want to see, I want to see exactly how you do your eyebrows. If you want to do anything specific, just drop it below, message me, whatever you want to do. I'll make it happen, because I ain't got nowhere to be no more. So just let me know and we can make it happen.